Hi guys, how are you all going? Now you might be able to tell what the thumbnail, what this video is all about. I got a really cool Vclt package in the mail from my brother, BVD Aussie Metalhead, across the ditch. Now we send one another stuff quite frequently, at least one or two packages a year. Always some cool stuff that we share between one another. And I was got a big box here with some pretty cool stuff I'll be sending to Brendan in about a month's time, once one more album shows up next month. So I'm sure you'll enjoy what I've got in there for you, mate. But yep, he sent me a package. Now I pretty much know everything in here, but yeah, really looking forward to having a look and yeah, seeing for sure if I know what's in here. And I've just unsealed it so I don't look like a spastic trying to open it. As you guys know, BVD Aussie Metalhead, you all know him. I'm sure you do if you know my channel. From across the ditch in Australia. Massive thrash fan. Also loves his Pantera. Huge fan of Slayer. Also loves the 80s glam metal and straightforward heavy metal as well. So yeah, really great guy. If you haven't checked out his channel, do have a look and subscribe to him. He doesn't make as many videos as he used to, but he always pops his head in every now and again, and we talk, chat via Messenger. So it's really cool to have you as a friend, Brendan, over there in Australia. So yeah, without any further ado, I'll get into this. But actual fact, what's playing in the background in honour of Brendan, we listen to a bit of Aussie heavy metal by the band Temptress. This was their most recent album. Chaos Divine. I believe they have a new album coming out this year, and they're heading back to Europe to do some more European tours, which is awesome for them. Genevieve, amazing vocalist. Talked to her quite a bit on Facebook. Really lovely lady and a really fantastic band. So I hope you enjoy listening to a bit of Temptress. Sorry about the glare. It's night time when I'm making this video. So without further ado, let's crack into this. Right, we've got some CDs on the top. First of all, we have a bit of Black Sabbath and Headless Children. And to be honest with you, I've never actually given this album a listen. For me, when it comes to Aussie, to Black Sabbath, it's always been the Aussie era. I wasn't so much even into the Dio stuff. But yeah, really looking forward to checking this one out. I'm sure it was only Tony Iommi left in Black Sabbath from the original lineup at the time. I may be wrong. But it's 8 tracks and came out in 1989. And I remember the magazine I used to collect, Hot Metal, had this on the back cover of one of the music magazines. But yeah, just never gave it a listen. So now, thanks to Brendan, I can actually give it a listen. This is a 1999 reissue of Headless Cross. So yeah, really looking forward to finally checking it out after all these years. Great stuff. Next one. Yes, fantastic album. I was very unaware of this band back in the day. And never owned this album. I have heard it, of course, over the last few years when hear people rave about it. And there's the album by Sanctuary, Refuse Denied. Really awesome artwork featuring the one and only Warrell Dean, who passed away. Dane, I should say, who passed away a few years back. I did know of his band Nevermore, but I didn't know he was in the band Sanctuary until many years later. But yeah, really cool to finally have a copy of this album. I know they have reissued it on vinyl, but I just have never found it locally. But yeah, awesome. Thanks so much, Brendan. This is looks like it could be an original. Came out in 1988, this album. So yeah, very happy to have that on CD. Now, the CDs that I'm showing are CDs he's recently picked up on vinyl. So he's passing his CD versions on to me, which is amazing and so generous. of Brendan to do so. Next one, we have The Sword and Sweet Dreams. Now, I'll be lying if I say that I know much about this band at all. I would have sampled a few tracks over the last few years, but I've never actually heard a full album from the band. I'm pretty sure they're straightforward heavy metal, a bit doomy at times. I may be completely wrong there, but this album came out in 1988, also on Aquarius Records. And I'd say this is probably a reissue, but yeah, really looking forward to giving Sword a proper go. Skull with a snake coming out. Can't stand snakes, but yeah, looking forward to giving Sword a good thorough listen and see what I think. And should be one more CD in here, which there is, and that is Enforced. War Remains. Now, I don't know much about this band either, to be honest. I have listened to bits and pieces of them, and from what I heard, it wasn't really my kind of thrash. A bit too harsh in the vocal style for me, but I'm very, very happy to own this, and I'm going to give it a good listen, and hopefully it's a grower. Came out on Century Media in 2023. So is this their most recent album? I'd imagine it would be. But yeah, really looking forward to giving the album a proper listen, and then I'll make my decision on whether I dig it or not. So yeah, cool CDs from Brendan. And right, there should be a vinyl in here, which I'm very, very excited to now have in my collection. He messaged me some time ago now, wanting to know if I would like a copy of this album. He picked up a copy for himself, and when I said yes, he went back and picked me up a copy also. So fantastic generosity from me, Brendan. Now, I believe this is a bootleg. Looks like a bootleg from the cover. Doesn't bother me at all, because from this very same website he got this off, I've picked up a handful of hair metal bootlegs. And although the cover art and the inside sleeve is very, very blown up from CDs, the vinyl and the sounds fantastic. To me, just as good as an original copy. But this is Wild Side and Under the Influence. Now, this has been reissued recently, but it doesn't bother me to have this bootleg. Now, completely unaware of this band back in the day. It's one of those bands that flew under the radar. I think they came out quite late, 1992, when grunge was in full swing. And over the years, people have raved about this album. And yeah, I finally checked it out only a couple of years ago, and yeah, they're right. It's an amazing early 90s glam metal album. Yeah, really looking forward to cracking this one open. Here's the back cover. You might be able to tell it is quite blurry, but all the ones I've picked up are very blurry as well. But you don't play the artwork, and yeah, it doesn't bother me at all. So yeah, a bit of Wild Side and Under the Influence. So once again, Brendan, amazing stuff. Really appreciate your friendship, your generosity, and yeah, I'll be sending this package out to you within the next month. I believe the album that I want to put in here got delayed, so I'll be waiting for that to come in, and then I'll be sending you this big box of stuff that I think you'll really, really enjoy. I hope you guys are all having a fantastic weekend so far. I've had a fantastic day today. We actually put on a car meet fundraiser for a good friend of ours who is dying of cancer. He's not doing too well at all, so we put on a bit of a fundraiser for him and his family. we had monster truck, we had stock cars, we had Corvettes, high performance Japanese cars, motorbikes, big rigs, hot rods. Everybody had a great time. Great bunch of people, family and friends, and even people who don't even know our good friend came along to support him. And so many generous people, and we had a fantastic day. Now, my good friend, we share a love for heavy metal. He's a massive Iron Maiden fan. He also loves Devilskin, and we've been to quite a few shows together over the last 10 years. And it's very sad to see how far downhill he has gotten over the last couple of months since I saw him last. But yeah, putting this fundraiser on for him, he really appreciated it, and we raised some money for a great cause. So yeah, that was a great day. Sad, but we all had a blast, and yeah, that's what I did today. So without further ado, thanks again, Brendan, for this killer stuff. I'll be spinning some of that tomorrow and over the coming weeks. So thanks guys for watching. Go over and subscribe to Brendan if you're not, but I sure you already am. I will leave a link to his channel down below, and I will see you guys again in my next video, whenever that may be. Bye guys.